Ditch the timetable. Metro tunnel trains on track to run every 3 minutes. Trains through Melbourne's new Metro Tunnel project will be able to run as frequently as once every 3 minutes. In testing during April 2024, 12 trains made 18 trips an hour between West Footscray and Hawksburn, the first use of high-frequency services on the $12 billion railway under Melbourne's CBD.
It's Waterman. I'm a public transport infrastructure consultant.
We apologise for any inconvenience caused.
Good morning passengers, just a reminder this train terminates at Box Hill. There's replacement buses between Box Hill and Camberwell.
Trains through the Metro Tunnel in Melbourne, Australia have progressed to the point where they can now run at 80 kilometres an hour. The Victorian State Government initially promised a turn-up-and-go service without specifying precisely how often trains would run. This significant testing milestone was made possible by modern signalling technology that allows trains to communicate wirelessly with each other and the network, and to adjust their speed and run closer together. The high-capacity signalling is now used on almost half the services on the Cranbourne and Pakenham lines. When completed, the Metro is expected to provide these passengers and those on the Sunbury line with trains so frequent they don't have to look at a timetable.
There's replacement buses between Box Hill and Camberwell.
Trains started running through the Metro Tunnel in July 2023 at low speeds, but have progressed to the point where they can now run at 80 kilometres an hour. So far, there have been about 660 individual tests over 1,960 hours, covering 16,500 kilometres of the track. Testing will continue as experts seek to ensure the new technology works alongside the decades-old signalling system used across Victoria. Victoria's Allen government maintains the Metro Tunnel project will be completed in 2025, but internal documents have previously shown it could be open by the end of 2024. Before it opens to passengers, there will also be dress rehearsals with station staff and drivers between Clayton and West Footscray. Public Transport Users Association spokesman Daniel Bowen said the project would make public transport faster and a more attractive option, including outside peak hours. Daniel Bowen went on to say the Metro Tunnel will change how people get around inner Melbourne, making busy precincts around Anzac and Parkville stations more quickly and easily reachable by train for the first time. Mr. Bowen also said when public transport works well, it helps everyone, making jobs and more opportunities easily accessible to everyone without putting more cars on the road or imposing the financial costs of car ownership on people.
Good morning passengers, just a reminder this train terminates at Box Hill.
Melbourne's Metro Tunnel project will add 5 new underground stations at Domain in South Yarra, Parkville around the University of Melbourne precinct, the new Arden station in North Melbourne, and 2 new stations in Melbourne CBD. trains will run on one continuous line from Sunbury and City's north, west, under the heart of Melbourne, to Cranbourne and Pakenham in the southeast. Taking these lines out of the city loop is also expected to free up the rest of the network to run more services. The Victorian State Government estimates it will take about 16 minutes to travel from the Western Tunnel entrance in Kensington to the Eastern Portal entrance at South Yarra. The same trip would currently take between 24 and 37 minutes in peak hour, requiring 2 train trips and a change at Flinders Street Station.
There's replacement buses between Box Hill and Camberwell.
Transport Infrastructure Minister Danny Pearson said, "We're a year ahead of schedule on the Metro Tunnel project, and once it opens it will change the way Victorians move across Melbourne for the better." Shrine of Remembrance Chief Executive Dean Lee said the new stop in the Domain precinct will be called Anzac Station, and it will improve access to the historic site. The Chief Executive Dean Lee at the Shrine of Remembrance said, "As one of Melbourne's most visited cultural attractions, we're looking forward to making it easier for people to experience the solemn beauty and historical significance of this revered landmark." Public transport advocates have previously questioned whether the Metro Tunnel can deliver the full scale of turn-up-and-go services it first promised. Advocates said they were yet to see evidence that it would deliver high-frequency trains in the outer suburbs of Melbourne during off-peak periods and weekends. The Department of Transport and Planning is developing a new timetable for when the project is completed.
It's Waterman. I'm a public transport infrastructure consultant. It's my job to liaise between the state government and STM Asia Pacific Construction to ensure that and the public transport minister in particular, to ensure that the timelines under these projects awarded under the contract are being met. If you're an investor from interstate or overseas, it's my pleasure to welcome you here today.
Good morning passengers, just a reminder this train terminates at Box Hill.
This story first published in The Age in Melbourne, Victoria on the 7th of April 2024, written by Victorian State political reporter Kieran Rooney.
We'll be undertaking a short tour of this site, the proposed main station for the new Melbourne Metro Rail Underground Rail project. So if you come right with me, we'll start right now.
Passengers, please finish boarding. The train is ready to depart. This train is now...
This ends our tour for today. We hope you've enjoyed this insight into state government's preparations for how your investment money is being spent. If you need any more questions answered, my name's Waterman. You can contact me via the Victorian Government's Department of Transport or STM Asia Pacific Construction.
Replacement buses between Box Hill and Camberwell. Anyone wishing to take replacement buses, please head upstairs and find safe and dark for more information.
We apologise for any inconvenience caused.